Hey guys, what's up? Hey, so hopefully you checked out the last episode of Testimony Tuesday. Super powerful, and just keep your eyes open because that's what's coming down the line some more. Um, but this next episode of Stories from the Road is one of my favorite people to tour with. This person actually, we came to know her through her husband, and she was a lot of days of driving force to keeping things great. She had a great spirit about her that was contagious, a level of professionalism that was, in my opinion, second to none. And I honestly will definitely miss touring with this person. All right.
Okay, stories with Choe on the road. So, if you don't know us, then let me fill you in. Choe is the most bubbly, talkative person in the mornings. And I am not. I hate mornings. I actually loathe them. And every single morning, we'd have to get up for walkthrough, and I would come out of the bunk area very angry. I had to use the bathroom, brush my teeth, and then Choe would be like, "Good morning, it's morning, how are ya?" And I literally, at that point, wanted to throw him under the bus and have our bus driver drive over him. But one morning in particular, I walk out of the bus, and I'm, glaring as I do, and Choe goes, "Jamie, there's a llama over there." And in one moment, my whole demeanor changed, and I go running across this field at like 7 o'clock in the morning. It was unbelievable, and I don't think Cho's ever seen me that happy, and I don't think I've ever been that nice to him ever in a morning. So that's definitely one of my favorites.
So, yeah, Jamie was definitely the grumpy McGrumperson on tour in the mornings. She definitely took a little bit of time to warm up in the mornings, and I think she kind of knew that I love mornings, but part of my drive even in the mornings was to um, uh, just to be like I loved it and to show it, and then ultimately to maybe um, get under her skin a little bit just because it made her so upset. Anyways, and for those of you that don't tour or have never been around tours, touring life is not easy. So the crew themselves are the hardest working people out there. The crew that we were definitely blessed to have out there most times went to bed at 1 o'clock 2 o'clock in the morning, and then like Jamie and I were up off the bus by 7:30, and everything is timed out, so a lot of times there's no room for error. But that particular morning that she's talking about, I definitely knew that the school that we were at had a farm, and she loves animals. And so we just had it arranged that she got to go hang out with some farm animals that day. So that was a great memory. Thanks, Jamie. Hey, check these other ones out.
Another one of my favorite memories on the road is I love to play this game called Throw Things at the Road Manager. And I would just pick up random things and just toss them at Choe and hope that he would catch them. And I'd try to get it on video, and it was awful. And I would never throw anything that could break, but it was so much fun to just see, like, I'd throw a Sharpie or a pillow or whatever, and Choe would be like, "Ah," and try to catch it. And it always went for good times. That's for sure.
So the funny thing about this, I love how she said we had a game. Um, she just started randomly throwing things at me, and she'd be like, "Choe, catch," and throw this whatever at me. And next thing I know, it's on her Instagram feed. Um, Yeah, so I'm usually, and those of you that know me, pretty serious kind of guy, pretty professional. Like, I wanted to make sure that things were taken care of. And Jamie and, honestly, Jamie and Harmony out on the road definitely kept me on my toes. Those were two that loved life, and they really loved touring, and they loved touring with each other. And I really, really enjoyed seeing the joy of each brand new day on their faces. And it helped me because, again, like I said, I'm pretty serious and pretty professional, for lack of better terms, I guess. And out on the road, that's the face that I normally carried, and they really lightened the mood. So as Jamie stated, she started this game and she started getting it on video, and which was kind of fun because, it's, again, if you don't do those things, tour can definitely devour you. One more.
On a non-silly note, one of my favorite things about touring, especially having Choe as our road manager, is that I knew he always had my back. And so often we would have some rough days. Touring is not for the faint of heart. And I remember sitting in his office just crying. And he looked at me and he was like, look, you were picked specifically for this job. I trust you to make smart decisions, and I will always have your back. And having that kind of leadership on the road meant a lot, because it's really often that people can undermine one another and just throw people under the bus because it's really easy, and figuratively, not the actual tour bus. But I really appreciated that, and I always knew that if I came to Choe and was like, hey, this happened and this is what I did, that he would not only believe me, but he would defend me.
So this video kind of hit me a little hard because it's extremely humbling. Yeah, being on tour, like I just stated, is a little rough at times, and you have to rely on the people that the Lord puts in front of you, and Jamie definitely was one of those people. So with that being said, there were some rough things out on tour, and as I stated earlier, the three of us is almost like it was myself, Jamie, and Harmony. We had the ability to have a safe place to chat about, things that were tough that were going on tour. And with that, I always believed in Harmony. I always believed in Jamie. I knew their hearts, and I knew that there was not a malice bone in their body. They were not doing anything out of any kind of retaliation or anger. Things sometimes got messed up. But with that being said, understand that these people, we're all human, right? And so if it was a mess up, we just learned from it, and we just knew that we weren't going to take that mess up and move it to the next show or the next tour. Man, there was constant growing and learning on tour. I will tell you right now, if you guys ever interacted with me on tour, the person that you saw at the very first tour was definitely not the person that you saw on the last tour. I enjoyed thoroughly doing what I was allowed to do. I oftentimes told everybody that it was my ministry, that the Lord asked me to do this. And I fully believe it in my heart, because you have to know that leaving home XYZ amount of days, being away from your family, I love my family. Being away from them was tough, but if it was all for naught, then it was all for naught. And so I needed to know that the people who God sent me out on the road were the ones that he sent me out on the road, and they were there for definitely a reason. And Jamie, she definitely had a great reason to be out there. So guys, thank you so much for watching Stories from the Road. Please, please, please make sure that you are checking out Testimony Tuesdays. Super impactful. I've got some great ones coming up. Stories from the Road, little lighthearted, a little fun, and then Testimony Tuesday, really deep, getting into the issues of the heart. So I would just suggest that you, man, like all the YouTubers out there, hit the like button, the subscribe. Seriously, the subscription part of things is important because you're able to hit the notification bell, and whenever these drop, you can, they'll send out a notification to you. But like I said, the Testimony Tuesday is a big thing. Firm belief that we're saving lives or saving the world one click at a time. So each time we share them on our Facebook, on our social medias, it goes out and people are able to, especially the testimonies, see other people and what struggles look like, what redemption look like, and then have the ability to reach out to whomever for prayer, for guidance. And I just want this to become a huge community of believers, or a huge community, period. But then ultimately of people who are encouraging to one another, and a community of love, right? So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. And finish this up, Jamie. Thank you so much for the years of touring and the years of ministry, and always being a person that I could count on in the tough times. You definitely were somebody that I will miss being on tour with. All right.